As we enter the final stretch of this meeting, for this last part, it is an honor to introduce 4 crucial institutions in the development and promotion of Jewish culture in Europe, with whom we have the great privilege of collaborating this year. The European Days of Jewish Culture family continues to grow, and it's a tremendous joy to do so alongside these esteemed partners. First of all, let me please introduce you to Sergei Bazarya. Sergei, I think you are already around here. Sergei is the program manager of the European Heritage Days, joint action of the Council of Europe and the European Union since 1999. This initiative is the most widely celebrated participatory annual cultural event in Europe, mobilizing millions of people under the motto of Europe, a Common Heritage. Prior to joining the European Heritage Days, Sergei held various advisory and management roles at the Council of Europe, coordinating and implementing programs in intergovernmental cooperation, education, and youth work. The connection between the European Heritage Days and the European Days of Jewish Culture is more than obvious, and we are very, very excited to start working together soon. Sergei, thank you very much for being here today on a schedule that we know was a little bit difficult for you, as it was also today the day when you were holding your networks meeting. So thank you very much indeed, Sergei. Whenever you want, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Federico. Thank you, colleagues, for these opportunities to speak to your network. We just finished today 2 days meeting of our network of national coordinators of the European Heritage Days. What is it? I'm here now in the European Youth Center in Strasbourg. We are part of the joint program between the European Union and the Council of Europe, between Brussels and Strasbourg, between Europe of 26 and Europe of 47 member states. We are a joint program which is a back office coordinating implementation of the European Heritage Days program across Europe. It normally runs from September until October. In some countries it starts in August, in some countries it ends in November, but it's basically within these days. We are developing some promo materials for our network as a project. We are developing the annual themes. We since 2015 we run annual themes. It's kind of overarching topic for all heritage days across Europe. This year it is roots, networks, and connections topic. Last year it was living or intangible heritage. Next year it will be architectural heritage. Then it will be heritage in danger. Then it will be hidden or uncomfortable heritage, underground heritage, and then it would be heritage of tomorrow or the youth heritage. These themes normally they're interlinked and they are quite loose. We do not force these themes on national organizations of heritage days, but we do encourage them to use these annual themes. All these annual themes are available on our website. You might find some interesting ideas. I happen to listen to some of the presentations, and although I don't understand everything what's going on, I don't understand the context, but I do appreciate topics like wine, topics like showing synagogues to kids, because working with kids is a big thing for us as well. Apart from annual themes, we also run grant schemes for Heritage Days communities. Every year we issue call for European Heritage Days stories. Basically, the only entry point is that whoever applies for it should be part of the Heritage Day celebrations in the previous 4 seasons of the Heritage Days. This is the main entry point. And then you write a story. Story could be about whatever. related to heritage, how you celebrated heritage, how you plan to celebrate heritage. It could be a story about heritage site. It could be a story about some intangible heritage. And then if you want to participate in grant scheme, we will ask you to submit a project proposal with a budget, and you take part in the competition for this year. It's 8 grants of 10,000 euros each. You basically, it's a really low threshold grant scheme. It's not like European Commission with a lot of documents to fill in. This is very low threshold approach, very simple application to complete, very simple budget to submit, but it's a tough competition nevertheless, because we receive around 100 applications every year. So we expect the same number this year for only 8 grants. So it's a rather tough environment, very interesting application every year. We also run, as I said, we like to work with kids. We run Young European Heritage Makers competition. There are no grants. But this is something which we will publicize through our webpage and our social media. And also winners of this competition will be invited to come to Strasbourg. Kids and their mentors will be invited to come to Strasbourg. Normally what we receive as a product of this competition are video files where kids themselves produce short videos about heritage. Again, it could be heritage site, it could be some tradition, and we open it to kids from 6 years old to 11 years old. This is the younger age group, and we have also the older age group from 11 to 17 years old. Those who are in the 11, 17 years old age group will be invited to come to Strasbourg. Those who are in a smaller group, we are making online ceremony for them, and we send some goodie bags to all participants who won this competition. It is organized at the national level. This year, it's not all countries who take part, it's only those who are interested. We have 9 countries participating this year, and the number will grow next year because we had today's meeting with national coordinators. Some new countries will be willing to join next time around. What's interesting about our competition for kids, for example, diaspora could take part in this competition. Last year we had a Finnish kindergarten in New York taking part in this competition. They won national competition and they won also a European competition for that. So that's also important to highlight, that we do work not only with ministries, but we work with NGOs, we work with communities like you are, and we work with diasporas as well. So that's important to highlight. Overall, we are existing as Council of Europe program for 40 years. We will be celebrating next year our 40th anniversary. Since 1999, we are a joint program with the European Commission. So it's a long time established undertaking of the Council of Europe and the European Commission. We are also could report around 50,000 events per season across Europe, reaching out to, we calculate around 70 million people. So it's a really the most celebrated heritage event across Europe. And again, I want to underline, this is a big Europe. It's not European Union only. This is a Europe from Kazakhstan to Portugal, and because Kazakhstan geographically has European part, and they are signatories of the European Cultural Convention. We have a website with a lot of materials about what our communities do. We have a database also accessible to public, which you can search for various events if you want to get inspired. We have these brochures available online with very practical, they are very short, very practical, about how to interpret annual theme with some suggestions of how to celebrate things. Now, why I am here today? I'm here not only to present European Heritage Days, which you might know already. I'm also here to kind of send a message from our network to your network that we are super happy to establish cooperation, which could start from some meeting, maybe online, talking about what are your plans for next year, next season, and what are our plans. We can share ideas how to do things together. Our initiative started by opening doors to heritage sites which are normally closed to public, or making access to those sites free of charge, which used to be paid. So this is exactly the spirit we want to keep. We want to make European heritage accessible to all, making it less exclusive, making it more inclusive. We kind of, the spirit is that if we talk about Jewish heritage, this is one of the priority topics for us, in agreement with the European Commission, promoting Jewish way of life. We also very much fighting xenophobia and discrimination. So this is the spirit of the Council of Europe, and we are very much interested in programs related to this cause. But my idea and the idea of our national coordinators is that more Jewish sites are open during European Heritage Day celebration in different countries, but at the same time, our national coordinators and communities of heritage, they do take into account that the Jewish heritage exists. And it could be, last year we saw examples of industrial heritage related to Jewish culture. We can talk about personalities, we can talk about sites, we can talk about synagogues, but we can talk also about traditions, Jewish traditions. And if our national coordinators taken this into account, if they organize such events during their national Heritage Days celebrations, where they engage Jewish community or Jewish diaspora in their countries, that's also what we would like to support and promote. And I'm happy to listen to your questions. You can ask in French if you want. That shouldn't be a problem. And if you have any suggestions, I hope it's just a start of our uh, communication and our work together. Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity.